Oh shoot. Hey. Didn't see you there. How you doing today? You good? I hope so. If you ain't good, I hope this video makes you good. Well, better. But hey, if you don't know me, my name is Lo. I am a creative. I sing, dance, act, model, paint, cook, do hair. I didn't do this hair. This was Artie's Bliss on IG. But yeah, I do a lot of things. I do have a subscriber goal of 500. You know, we're trying to get monetized over here. No shade. So yeah, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Today's video is a bit different. I haven't done this style of video yet, but it's something I've really wanted to do since starting my channel. Today we're on Reddit and we are doing Am I the Asshole readings. Let's get into it. Okay, I do have a soundboard for reactions. Let's get into it. All right, first one. Am I the asshole for calling my wife a country whore for destroying my personal photographs? I mean, okay. Edit, I used the word country because she was brought up in a farmland before moving to the city. Also, if you hear some noise in the background, it's not a monster, it's not a ghost, I'm making coffee. I use the word country because she was brought up in a farmland before moving to the city. She is the child of a peasant and used to be a milkmaid. By peasants, I meant that she's the daughter of a farmer. It's apparently a rude word, as some pointed out. I had no idea, and all of this had taken place in another language. Okay. After the death of my first wife, I married Emily and I have a stepdaughter, Hannah, who is 14. My first child is John, who is 13, through my former wife. We recently moved to a new house as we were previous living in the same house where my first wife, Sarah, and I used to live at. I wanted to get away from it as it was hard for me to remain there. However, I carried everything else with me, including my first wedding photograph and other pictures of her. Okay. Emily was against the idea, as she said that the whole point of moving elsewhere was to start afresh and that I should not be carrying pictures of my former wife as it shows that I am still latching on to her or something. I refused by pointing out that I do not want to do that. She argued, but in the end she gave in, or so I thought. Yesterday, Emily approached me and said that she doesn't think I'd have any issues related to Sarah any longer. I asked her what she meant, and she said that while I was at work, she and Hannah took the opportunity, Hannah being her daughter, his stepdaughter, to throw away the wedding photograph and other stuff I had of Sarah. She wanted to come clean about it or something. I was flabbergasted, and we got into a really large argument, and I called her a goddamn country whore, among other words. In the end, she was saying that I should not be having such photographs of other women in the first place, and that she only wanted the best for her daughter and herself. She's not talking to me now, is giving me the silent treatment, and Hannah's very upset as well. Should I not have had these photos? Okay, sir. So I'm one of those people who is always able to see both sides of a situation. I'm very open-minded. I tend to not pick a side because I can see all sides. So with this one, I'm not really sure what I would do. I don't think you're the asshole. I think your wife is the asshole, actually, because your first wife did die. It's not like it was just some heartbroken thing where like you're not over her and you know, you're holding on to the memories and stuff. She passed away. So I get that you want to keep those memories. However, once you do enter a new marriage, that is a whole new union, and if your new wife doesn't like that type of stuff, it's kind of hard to navigate. I don't know. I just feel like with that one, maybe some more communication would have been helpful, but also you did communicate why you were keeping them and stuff, so Yeah, I don't think you're the asshole for your reaction, but I do see why your wife would be upset that you still had those pictures. Cause to her it could seem, it could seem like you don't really care about her or that you're still caught up on your ex, even though she passed away. It's not even like if y'all were to break up, you would have gotten proper closure. She's gone. You can't, rekindle the flame or anything like that. Yeah, your wife is the asshole. Because literally, it's not like you could go call Shorty up and be like, hey, my wife is acting up. But yeah, you're not the asshole, okay? I do believe that certain people in relationships sometimes don't have the capacity to understand that type of stuff. She might have insecurities, she might have trauma from past relationships. Either way, that's how I feel about her. Next one. Am I the asshole for not covering up when my boyfriend requested me to?
No. No, no, no.
All right. Last night, I, 18 female, was at my boyfriend's 19 male's dorm. Like I usually am on weekends. I was wearing a sports bra, and my boyfriend's friend made a last minute plan to come over and play some games on his PS5. Now, I absolutely did not have a problem with that because he deserves to spend time with his friends too. Of course, of course. But my boyfriend asked if I could put one of his shirts on so I wouldn't be as exposed to his friends. I was a little annoyed that I had to cover up, but I understood where he was coming from because I'm fairly busty and it would just be an awkward environment for him and his friends. I go in his closet and see that there's literally only hoodies. That's when I realized all his shirts were in the laundry, and usually laundry day for him is on weekends. His dorm is really hot, so I was in no way gonna wear thick hoodies, and I compromised with him and said I'd just be under the blankets so they don't have to see anything. That's what I planned to do anyways, because it's really cozy and I was tired. He was a bit reluctant, but agreed nonetheless. Okay. His friends came and they were having a good time video gaming. After a while, I was thirsty and completely forgot that I was wearing a sports bra and went to get water from his fridge. I drank a little bit, then went to the bathroom and came back to the dorm to his bed. I didn't think much of it at the time, but after his friends left, my boyfriend got mad and said that's why I should have worn his hoodie. I got into an argument with him and told him it was really not a big deal and that they were probs so focused on their game that they didn't even see me. Plus, I was just wearing a sports bra, so it's not like it was something really slutty. Because it's just a sports bra. He still doesn't agree with my reasoning, so am I the asshole for not covering up like he wanted? Edit, I was there only for the night, so I didn't have my own shirts to wear because I expected to sleep in my sports bra and go back to my dorm today. I don't live with him. It's a single room dorm. I came to his dorm wearing my own hoodie and a jacket. The blanket is a thin sheet. That's why I preferred it over a hoodie.
Damn.
So, as a woman, and as a woman who is not a fan of significant others trying to police your clothing or anybody trying to police your clothing, I don't think you were the asshole for not covering up. And with the whole rhetoric of covering up around company and stuff like that, I grew up that way. Your uncle's coming over, go put a bra on. Your cousin's coming over, go put some pants on. I'm a type of person where if I'm not to be sexualized, it shouldn't matter what I'm wearing. I really don't think that you're the asshole for not covering up because literally it's just a sports bra. Like you said, I won't say I agree with it. It's not like it was something really slutty because either way it shouldn't matter. You're in your boyfriend's place of residence, so you're going to dress according to your comfortability in that setting. So I don't see it. I wouldn't see anything as really slutty, but necessarily inappropriate. Like if you were wearing some lingerie, I would be like, all right, girl, maybe you should have brought a robe. You feel me? Or something like that. But it's a sports bra. And I'm assuming you had like leggings on or something with it because there was no mention of your bottoms. So I'm guessing only the sports bra was the issue for him. But I don't play those games of I need to cover up so that your homeboys don't talk. Maybe just tell them to grow up, get off the internet, because for some reason the internet has poisoned our minds to the point where people think that they are entitled to women's bodies just because of a certain thing that they may be wearing. So yeah, I would be like, police your friends, police what they talk about, police what you talk about, don't police what I'm wearing. And if it's that much of a problem, make sure your shirts are clean so that I actually have one to wear. Like, please. I love this soundboard. I really do.
Access denied.
Yeah, when they trying to come up to you and say something,
Access denied.
because you can't get none of this, and that is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if I'm fully naked.
Access denied.
Okay. All right. Next one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother, I guess you go to jail? I'm 32 and my brother Tim is 24. And your younger brother is trying to go to film school. In July, I got a flag on my credit report that someone tried to co-sign my name on a private student loan. I wonder who it could be. I found out my brother somehow got the information from my mom thinking I wouldn't notice. Tim is on the spectrum. He doesn't have great judgment, but my wife was pissed because we are living with my in-laws on the other side of the country, saving up for a home once if interest rates drop. I have kept my credit flawless, okay? So I did the things you are supposed to do to report it for fraud. I tell my mom and she doesn't say much. It slowly comes out that my brother couldn't get a loan and he found some paperwork about my parents that had my social security number on it laying around. He couldn't get the loan without a cosigner and put me down. Okay. It takes months for this to come out, so my wife and in-laws pressured me to file charges on Tim. I told my mom what Tim did was wrong and illegal. My mom started crying, handed the phone to Tim, and I explained to him about what he did and he needs a lawyer. Again, Tim is autistic and started panicking about what will happen to him after the headache of his actions. And everything going on, I said, I guess you go to jail. Since then, Tim went into a bad state and his meltdown caused him to be on psychiatric hold. He is in bad shape and my family blames me because he keeps saying I'm going to jail. I don't know if he actually would go to jail for what he did, but because of what I told him, he's regressed badly and has been in a panic for weeks and is not getting any better. My parents did get him a lawyer to try to calm him down, but he's back in the hospital again for another stay. So I don't necessarily think you're the asshole for saying, I guess you're going to jail, because it's kind of a straightforward answer. It's kind of like a 2 + 2 = 4 type of thing, because you did commit fraud, technically, and I did contact the authorities on it. So if the authorities get contacted for fraud, they're more than likely going to investigate, and because you really did take my social security number and put in my information without my consent, you did commit fraud. So you would technically go to jail, possibly. You might not. You might just get a fine or something like that. But you kind of are the asshole, because knowing your brother is autistic and knowing that his emotions wouldn't be as regulated as you might assume them to be, maybe you should have I don't know. You're kind of the asshole, kind of, but not completely, because you were speaking from a realistic and honest place, and he is 24, so it is time for him to grasp adulthood more and understand boundaries and stuff like that. Now, with autistic people, boundaries are hard to discuss because they take everything so finitely. I think I'm saying that right. They take everything so finitely and literally, so they will think, oh, if I have to have a boundary with this, I have to have that same boundary in every other thing. And it's kind of hard to teach them how to gauge those things. You know what I mean? So you kind of are the asshole. Sorry. All right, next one. I should have been doing that from the beginning, but I didn't even mean to press that. But yeah, I guess it worked out in a way. Am I the asshole for taking photos of neighbor breaking rules and printing signs to name and shame. Before I even read this, you kinda are. Because let me read it. Hi everyone, hello. I'm going through a bit of a Pam's microwave note situation. You would only get that reference if you've watched The Office, but it was a very passive-aggressive note that she left in the microwave to make everybody try to clean it. Instead of making them clean it, she just made them angry and made them passive-aggressive back to her. I've been living in an estate for 2-ish years. It's just a small community with only one road going in and out of it. There are a couple of apartment buildings in it and some townhomes, about 30. Anyway, we all pay fees. We call them body corporate levies, which are used for different things particular to each building, including maintenance of our communal facilities, small park, pool, gym, multi-purpose room, barbecue area. Lately, we've had a sudden growth as more and more homes are being built, some newcomers, and more families with children. The rules to the community facilities are pretty clear: no glass in pool, clean up after yourself in all areas, etc. Yet we've had a lot of people not follow them. Today I was on my balcony mopping the floor and saw some children trying to jump the fence into our private park and pool area. I clapped my hands loudly and yelled, "Get down." They quickly got down and just stood around. Shortly after, a woman pushing a supermarket trolley walks up and asks them why they aren't in yet, and the children say, "A Karen told us to get down." I didn't want to assume. I'm starting to assume now. Clearly the parent knew they were planning on jumping the fence. That fence had already gotten broken and fixed again. That prevents people from opening the gate from the street, and it covers the top of the fence. And I'm starting to think that it was this exact thing that broke it the first time around, people jumping the fence. We have on-site management, but he's useless. He's 85 years old, and we're currently trying to get him out. Dang, everybody need to work. It sucks that an 85-year-old man is having to work, but don't make him be out of a job in this economy. I do get it though, because how much maintenance can you really do when you're maintaining being alive? 85 is kind of old. Okay. I've made a pretty condescending decision-making map, those that ask yes or no questions, and I'm thinking of putting it up myself. Also, my balcony is on the top floor, so I was able to take very good photos of the park and pool area and the people that were breaking the rules. I also know where they live because I watched them get back to their townhome. This kind of sounds like Karen activity. Just saying. I'm just sick of having our body corporate levies go up because of careless people who break our facilities, and I'm also sick of having our facilities broken by people who don't look after what we have. As mentioned before, the manager caretaker is useless. So would I be the asshole if I put the signs and their photos up in our communal areas? Okay. I just don't know what else to do other than keep forking up the money to get the manager out or fix what others are breaking. So if you're not new to my channel, you know I preach about minding your business. If it's not physically hurting you or causing you any harm or causing harm to others, just mind your business. I do get the frustration because, you know, it's your areas, your communal areas and stuff like that, and they technically don't have the rights to use it. However, they have not physically damaged your property and they have not physically caused you any harm. Just leave them alone. Yes, you are the asshole for taking pictures of them and planning to print the signs and name and shame. Because, like I just said, it's not hurting you. You still have access to the pool, right? You still have access to all the communal areas, right? And if it bothers you that much, you go clean it. You cannot control what other people do. You cannot control how other people act in public areas. As soon as I read the title, it was giving Karen, but I didn't want to assume that. I also didn't want to assume the race of the people you're talking about. But once they called you a Karen, I kind of have a feeling a bit. But you are also in Australia. I don't know. Either way, just mind your business. As long as you still have access to the facilities and stuff like that, it shouldn't really bother you that much. You're pressed because you want control of these facilities. You wish you were the property manager so you could deny people access to them, when in reality is you have no power and no control. The managers and developers, they're doing what they do. So for you to be looking for them to do something different, kind of unrealistic. Okay. Next, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for calling my little sister a brat? Automatically no. But let's read. I, 25 female, have 3 younger siblings, 15 female, 14 male, and 12 female. As a 26-year-old with an 18-year-old brother and a 16-year-old sister, I kind of already see where this is going. 12 female is very spoiled and very obviously the favorite child of both my parents. My 2 other younger siblings constantly talk about the disproportional treatment between the 3 of them. I live very close by, so I see them all the time, and I also see the disproportionate treatment. My youngest sister recently finished a book series I really enjoy, and so does my 15-year-old sister, which I told her after she finished them, they could come sleep over and we'd binge watch the movies. Is this about the Hunger Games or Harry Potter? I went over to their house to pick up a few things, and my youngest sister told me she had finished the book, so I said, okay, awesome. Let's plan for you to come spend the night for a weekend after the holidays because it's close to Christmas and my husband and I have pretty busy weekends. She said, all right, and that was the end of the conversation about it. My husband and I go home and I get a text from my dad saying, you need to make it happen sooner. My sister is incredibly upset about having to wait until after the holidays. Think of a different solution. But when I said it to you, you ain't had no problem with it, little girl. Okay. I text sister and said, hey, if you were going to be upset about waiting until the holidays, you could have told me and we'd talk about it together. Why did you wait until we left to cry to mom and dad about it? I would have said the exact same thing. I knew it wasn't because she was scared I would say no, because when it comes to all 3 of them, I'm pretty accommodating. I'm a housewife, and we just couldn't do the weekends until after New Year's, which you expressed to her, and she said, okay. She responded back with, I knew mom and dad would pressure you into doing it sooner if I just cried to them about it. I responded with, that is a really bratty thing to do, and it makes me want to not even have you come over anymore. You're 12 years old, not a baby. Learn how to communicate with people. Absolutely. I agree. She, of course, cried to mom and dad and also our oldest sister, 29. And all 3 of them told me I overreacted and were awful for making her cry. Now I feel like I overreacted and am the asshole. Am I wrong? I actually might take the step and comment on this one because I relate to it so much. I have not had this exact situation happen to me, and I'll be damned. You hear me, little girl? I'll be damned. I don't think you're the asshole at all. I do think there's a way to say things. Tone matters, words matter, intention matters. Now, your intention was to express to your little sister that she should not have done that because it was a bratty thing to do. And I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. But she is still 12. She is still in the preteen stage where the hormones are starting, the sensitivity is rising, and knowing that she's the favorite, she's going to take that to her advantage and manipulate. It is your responsibility and your job to navigate past that and express, look, you know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. They, as in the parents, don't know what you're doing. So just stop. And you're getting older, you do need to learn how to communicate. Because if you didn't feel comfortable with the plan of waiting till after the holidays, why didn't you just say, actually, big sis, can we do it sooner? She probably wouldn't have said no. You jerk. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law his competitions with his mom are disturbing? Brother-in-law is 27, mother-in-law is 51. So my wife, 30, and I, 31, had no idea this was occurring until we visited for the holidays. My brother-in-law and mother-in-law live together, already a recipe for disaster. She's getting older and divorced. He's never held down a job for more than a few months. Kind of had a feeling. They both have significant others of similar age who visit, and they each have their own bedrooms. Here's where it gets disturbing. Apparently, my brother-in-law was having sex with his girlfriend and was getting loud. Where were we? Oh, we were at a juicy part too. Brother-in-law was having sex with a girlfriend and getting loud. So his mother started competing with him. She had sex with her partner, and it was apparently basically a stubborn off of who could go longer, louder, and harder. This has apparently been going on for months. The only reason we found out is he made a joke while we were all drinking that he's on a winning streak versus her. Even plastered, I said it was one of the most disturbing things I've ever heard, and now her mom and brother are pissed at me. My wife says it's gross, but I shouldn't have been so outwards about my displeasure since they have such a weird relationship. So personally, I don't believe you're an asshole for that. However, I can see why your wife would say you were wrong for that. Because it's her family, so she knows how they move already, and being that her brother is 27 and living at home with the 57-year-old mom, she's probably heard and seen all the things that transpired between them. And she knows better than you do to not say anything because they're both stubborn. From this alone, I could tell they're both. It's literally like a movie. This is literally, it reads like a movie script. I don't think you're the asshole because it is disturbing. It is one of the most disturbing things you could hear. And to joke about it, meaning that y'all are both aware that this is going on, yeah, I don't think you're the asshole. I do think there's a time and place, and maybe you could have took your disturbance and went home and told your wife about it and then had her say something so that it's coming from inside the family. However, yeah, no, I don't think you're the asshole because first of all, why are y'all doing that in the first place? Second of all, why are you joking about it? Third of all, shut up. Because why can't one of y'all just be adult enough to say, actually, no, why can't mom be adult enough to say, hey, can you lower it down or play some music louder or something so that I don't have to hear it? But sexcapades, competing with your son to see who could go longer, louder, and harder, it kind of reads as incestuous. It kind of reads as it's disturbing. Bottom line, that's why I don't think you're the asshole, because you did express truth. Y'all shouldn't be doing that in the first place. And then to talk about it in a joking manner is weird. Just no.
No. No. No. No. No. No. No. No. No. No.
Next reading. Am I the asshole? Hostess situation gone awry. A friend whose shower I was told I'd be hosting started with a guest list of 50, and I had seen the names on the list. Friend gets my confirmation to put me as the RSVP contact for their invites. They wanted to send those out themselves. I agree and seemingly believed that the guest list was finalized at this point and RSVPs would soon be rolling in. 5 weeks out from the shower and without providing a heads up, I learned friend revised the guest list, getting head count up to 75. Sends out the invites and has added every single one of the friends my husband and I have introduced them to from different circles of our own to the shower. These friends are the ones that they've only seen in very sporadic social gatherings and always with our coordination in some way. I would think so since they're your friends. It feels bizarre that none of these friends were initially included on the guest list and then all of a sudden they were all added at the last moment. I'm upset mainly for two reasons. Thinking it's okay to just up the guest list by 50% without giving me, the host, a heads up. And two, the major friend poaching that's seemingly going on by literally every by literally inviting every single one of my husband's and my friends to this event without asking or letting us know how we'd feel beforehand. Am I the asshole for wanting to say I don't agree with how this panned out? Kinda. 50% yes, 50% no. Here's the thing. Once you agree to be the hostess, you kind of just have to do your job. And also, thinking about it from a perspective of if I were the hostess, if I'm hosting and it's at my house and stuff like that, I do think I would feel more comfortable having some of my own friends there aside from the person who I'm doing this hosting for, because it makes it more comfortable, I guess. So yeah, they might have added yours and your husband's friends to make you more comfortable and appease you in a way, maybe. And it also could be a thing of they think these people are cool and want them to share this moment with them. And this is something I've learned as time has went on and as life has went on. But if you don't want your friends to be shared with other people, maybe it's best to not put them in the same environments, because most of the times if we introduce our friends to other friends, it's because we want them to mix and mingle and we want them to be in joint settings so that we could enjoy whatever the situation is with each group of friends. So if you don't want them to mesh, don't put them together. Anything, I would just ask, like, why did you do that? Like, it was already 50 people, which is a lot. So to add 25 more, and they're all people that are connected to me or my husband, why? I think you have every right to question it, but to not want to host it anymore or not agree to host it anymore, you kind of are the asshole for that, because they're counting on you to pull through on this and they put this responsibility in your hands, meaning they trust you with it and they are expecting you to do something great with it. So yeah, like, I get it because it is your friends and your husband's friends, but like, if you didn't want them to be cool with your friends to that degree, maybe you should have put that type of boundary in place. Because at this point, it's like, how are you going to be mad at me for being friends with them when you introduced us? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to be mad at me for connecting with them and you connected us? You kind of are the asshole. Just communicate about it. Just communicate about it. Next reading. Am I the asshole for refusing to allow my wife to host holiday dinner for my son and daughter-in-law when they disrespected her by not inviting her to their wedding? Okay. I'm a 55-year-old male, and my wife and I have been married for 10 years. Beautiful. I have a son with my ex-wife. So this is her stepson. I met my current wife 2 years after the divorce. Okay. My current wife is 35, so 20 years younger than you. Your son was 15 when you met her, so he's 25 now. They're only 10 years apart, and y'all have been married for 10 years. Okay. She has always tried to be good to my son, but him and his mother have always tried to cause problems. His mother was jealous when I moved on from her after she divorced me, so she could have a chance with her new director in the hospital she worked. This is some drama. When that didn't work out, she tried to come between me and my then girlfriend, as she stated she wanted me back. I'm telling you all this so you can understand the BS my current wife went through and why I won't allow this dinner to happen. When my son and his girlfriend decided to get married, they sent an invitation with just me on it. When I asked why my wife's name was not on there, my son said he didn't want her there. Now, my wife has spent money on my son when he was a teenager and made it possible for me to give him the things he wanted at that time. She sacrificed things she wanted to do so that I could be there for him. When we got that invitation, my wife said it was perfectly fine and to go and have a great time. She's sweet. Now, last week, My ex-wife informed me that she was going up to Tennessee for Christmas with her new boyfriend, and that if we wanted to host Christmas dinner for my son and his wife, she says she's fine with it. I said nothing because it's not any of her business. My son asked me about it a few days later, and I told him we will absolutely not host Christmas dinner at our house because my wife was not invited to their wedding, and she will not be used and disrespected in her own home. I made it clear to him that his house is majority hers, and as she got the loan, and I pay the mortgage just in case he tried to say this was my house. He got upset and stated it was not fair just to exclude him and his new bride. I explained to him that I am making plans with my wife to go to a nice restaurant and have Christmas dinner. My wife's family lives out of state and so does my family, so it's not a big celebration. I told him he could spend Christmas with his wife's family for dinner, and that we had planned to just drop his and his wife's gifts off to them. My son called me a piece of shit and an asshole for not making his wife feel welcomed. Baby, that's what you did to mine. I reminded him that he never made mine feel welcomed either, and not inviting her to the wedding was the icing on the cake. I'm not choosing my wife over my son. I am demanding respect for her in her new home. I feel justified. However, my son told his crazy mother, and she has been harassing my wife on the phone about how she has broken my son's family. I called her to remind her that she was trying to have an affair when we were married and divorced me. Now my son won't speak to me. My current wife says she appreciated me standing up for her, but would like to see me mend my relationship. Whew. You're not the asshole. Full stop. You are not the asshole because you are defending your wife and you're doing what a good husband should do. You kind of are choosing your wife over your son in a way because you're telling him to not do things and all that type of stuff because of how it affects her. But at the same time, I get it because that's your wife and she's had a hard time being accepted since y'all were dating. And with your ex-wife having divorced you and stuff the way she did, she has no rights to speak on anything regarding your wife. And harassing your wife over this is such BS because you need to be harassing your child. Your child who is now a grown man and is now a husband. Why is he still taking stuff out on the wife when she didn't even ask to be involved in all this drama? She was just trying to find her a little love in life. That's it. Your son is the asshole. Your son is the asshole because not only did you not immediately jump into another relationship, you waited 2 years, but you didn't do anything wrong by moving on. Especially with your wife moving on the way she did. Well, your ex-wife, you're not, by any means, you're not the asshole. Defend your wife. Speak up for your wife. Hold your wife down because with this family but dynamic, you're the only one she has. You're the only support she has. And I'm assuming y'all don't have any kids of your own together by this. And she's probably just trying to be a good stepmom. Trying to be a good stepmom. And she probably feels like, she probably feels like hosting the dinner would give her some type of in and acceptance. But him not inviting her to the wedding and explicitly expressing that he doesn't want her there was already a sign of disrespect because we've been married 10 years now and you got to accept that she's here. She's here. She's my wife. We're locked in. And that is your stepmother, whether you like it or not. Yeah, no, you're not the asshole. Okay. Last one for today. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for using my hot tub naked after dark? You mean at night? In my backyard. I hate when people say after dark, but that is something I will touch on in grammar school, which is an upcoming series I plan on doing because I am grammar police. Yes, I am. We live rural. Only 2 neighbors could foreseeably see my hot tub from their properties, and it can't be seen from the road. Everyone lives on 2-ish acres, so during the day, it's close enough to yell, "Hi!" to my neighbor right next to me, but far enough we'd both have to trek to the middle to carry on a conversation. The other neighbor that can see my backyard is on the other side of the one next to me. The alternate side of our property is wooded. No children live within the house, though my husband and I have a 7-year-old child. The hot tub is a few feet off the property line that is wooded. Every night, stop saying after dark. After dark is day. Every night, well, after dark. Phone overheated again. Where was I? Been going on for over 2 years, and I really don't think my neighbors could see us even if they looked, at least clear enough to see that we are naked. It's almost always pitch black out, no street lamps or anything because we live in the country. Sometimes when the moon is full, it can be a little better lit. However, once we are in the hot tub, you wouldn't even be able to tell we are naked. Only the quick few seconds getting in or out, and I always check for headlights in their driveway across the way first. However, our child came looking for us one night and saw we were naked in hot tub. Not really a big deal because we are a pretty open household when it comes to nakedness. Not the first time they saw us naked by far, since they barged into our room and whatever. But they told my mom that we hot tub naked, and she told a bunch more people. And everyone is saying we are assholes because our neighbors don't want to see that, and it's immoral. I think it's highly unlikely the neighbors have ever seen anything. They certainly have never given us any indication they have. Am I the asshole for using my hot tub in the nude? In short, no. If anything, I just think you need to talk to your child about things that are appropriate to share with others and things that are not appropriate to share with others, so that they don't communicate stuff like that to grandma or anybody else for that matter, especially because grandmas be having big ass mouths. Grandmas don't know how to keep nothing to themselves. You tell them one thing, then everybody knows. So I'm sorry that happened. But like you said, your neighbors haven't given you any inclination that they've seen you naked or that they've seen you naked in the hot tub or anything like that. So I think it's more of a respectability politics thing where your grandma doesn't want people to have anything bad to say about y'all, because in turn it's then a reflection of her in some way, even though it's not her life. I will say be more vigilant now to see if your neighbors start peeking and stuff like that, because that might have to be something you have to look out for now. But I don't think you're the asshole for using your hot tub naked. I think your kid is an asshole for going to tell grandma, because why would you go tell grandma? Like, I don't know, maybe just, I don't know. I don't have a solution. I normally have solutions or answers, but this is one of those things where it's just like, you got to play it by ear. Because if your neighbors haven't expressed any frustration or discomfort with you doing that, or even any knowledge of you doing that, it's not a real issue. And like I said, your mom is just projecting her respectability politics onto you. But I can see how that can be a conflict, because being in a hot tub, being outside of your house naked it becomes open to opinion, because same way you have to check for headlights in their driveways and stuff, you don't know if they might be looking at you out their window, you know? And that is something you have to think about. Girl, I wish I could help. I don't know. I'm sorry, Bookie. That's a tough one, okay? Because your kid really shouldn't have opened up his mouth. But also, it's like, Grandma, I saw mommy and daddy naked in the hot tub. And they all probably use the hot tub. And now it's like, ew, mommy and daddy were naked in a place that I've been in. And it's different than their bedroom because that's their bedroom. You know? I don't know, babes. I'm sorry. I wish I could have been more helpful. That was enough for today, I think. This is already going to be a pretty long video. Comment down below if you would like me to do some more Am I the Asshole readings, to be honest, even if you guys don't, because I highly doubt anybody is even watching to this point. If you did watch to this point, comment down below your favorite food to eat. Which some people will watch it to that point and still not comment, but it's okay. So yeah, please feel free to comment down below if you would like some more Am I the Asshole readings. I'm probably still going to do them anyway because it's fun and I like reading these things and it's just funny. It's funny. And we all need some light in the world with everything that's going on. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, free Haiti, free Tigray, free Hawaii, free Puerto Rico. free Yemen. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so much going on in the world. And we all need a smile. We all need a laugh. So I hope this video was able to make you smile or make you like think about other things in the world that aren't terrible and just depressing. Please like, share, comment. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. I have a 500 subscriber goal, trying to reach it by the end of the year, but I'm also realistic. So when it happens, it happens. I am just, like I said before, I'm trying to get monetized, trying to make this money any way I can. Which, speaking of which, feel free to commission some art or clothing from me. low.life.creations. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Oh my God. I love you. And I hope you love you. And I hope you love me. But if you don't, baby, that is quite all right. Because I love me enough for the both of us. Bye.